Well, a couple of days ago, I stepped into a hole in the woods and twisted my foot to no end. So today, this week's video, I'm going to talk about 5 items that I think make me a better photo editing expert. So I'm hoping they will help you. So come along and enjoy this adventure. Before I get into this, I just want to say the last item on this list I think every wildlife photographer should do to make yourself a better photo editor, photographer, whatever you want to call it. I think it's very important. But before I get into the list itself, I want to talk about 2 things that you should consider before you even start editing your photos. 1, have a well-organized workspace. Make sure that there's in my case, one of the worst things I do is whenever I'm doing something and I just need to run off and do something, I'll just throw stuff on my desk. So I'm a book, bills, letters, correspondence, notes that I have for myself, I just throw them on my desk. And I find that if I just leave that stuff on my desk when I'm working, it becomes a distraction. And it can interfere with my creativity, my seeing these images as photos or whatever else. It just interferes with my photo editing workflow. The other thing that I think is important is to take breaks on a regular basis. I find that if I work 20 to 30 minutes, and I know that as a wildlife photographer, it can be difficult. You go out, you had a great day out taking pictures, and you may have taken hundreds or maybe thousands of pictures, and you're getting home and you're trying to get through these pictures here to either post them or to have them organized, whatever you want to do. And I find that if I spend more than 20 or 30 minutes working on photos, I begin to lose my edge, and I just don't end up making the best decisions that I should be making. But I find that if I stand up, walk around, have a glass of water, take a break for about 10-15 minutes, and then come back to it, I feel like I'm looking at it with new eyes and having a better opinion of my photos or whatever else the issue is. So the number 1 item is actually 2 items. A docking station. If you have a laptop, you should have a docking station and a laptop fan. Now what a docking station is, or a replicator, is a device that plugs into your computer, usually with a USB-C cable, and then all your other things are connected to it. Your monitor, your keyboard, your mouse, external drives are all connected to your computer through this docking station. Now this does 2 things. 1, it keeps everything organized, so you're not running around trying to plug in a bunch of devices to your computer. And if you happen to have a Windows or some of even these new Macs new Windows machines that are coming out, you may have one USB 3 port on it. So you really don't have the option to attach all these items to your computer. So having a replicator or docking station is very important. The other item that's very important is a fan, a laptop fan. A laptop fan is a platform that you sit your computer on top of, and it blows air underneath it. And what this does is help keep your computer cool. This will move air around your computer and keep it cooler. And one of the things that a lot of photographers, and I see this when people are buying computers, they don't understand how much of a strain photo editing is on your computer. There's a lot of data moving around inside your computer, a lot of CPU cycles, and this can all heat up your computer. And once your computer starts heating up, it runs much more inefficiently, and that makes your job that much harder, and it can be very frustrating. I find it very frustrating when my computer starts heating up, slowing down, and I get frustrated as it's loading pictures, and I'm trying to see what's going on and making decisions, and it's slowing me down. So having a fan will definitely make your computer run a little bit more efficient, and having a docking station will make your life a lot easier. You just plug your computer in there, all your prehensile devices are connected to it, and that's the way it is. So number 1 item, docking station and a laptop fan. The second item I think that every wildlife photographer editor should have is some kind of media card reader. And the reason for that is that a media card reader allows you to transfer data to your computer as if it's an external drive, versus using your camera to transfer the data. If you plug your camera into your computer, usually there's software that has to be installed on either your camera or the computer or both of them. You also have this media such as your cord or whatever communicating between them. If your battery in your camera should go dead while you're transferring photos, you could lose photos. damage your camera or damage your computer. So having an SD card reader is a great way for you to move data from your media to your computer without any kind of fussing or mussing or anything like that. So number 2 is some kind of media device to transfer the images to your computer. Item number 3 is a mouse, a good mouse, not the mouse that came with your computer that has a cord and it clicks and it may have a scroll wheel. This is the MX Master 25 made by Logitech. It is a gaming mouse. I've had this one for about 2 years now. It's rechargeable. It lasts forever on a charge. It works very well. And one thing I gotta say about it, the only downside I would say about it is it should have a USB-C charger instead of the micro charger that it has on it. But other than that, this is an incredible tool to use. It fits your hand really nice. It has a really nice scroll wheel. It's just a pleasant thing to use. Now, another thing to talking about making things pleasant for yourself is get yourself a desk mat. Now, I personalized this one here, and I gotta tell you, it wasn't that expensive. I think I paid somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 or $40. I've been looking online for where I bought this, and they're about $30 plus shipping. This one here is 3 microns thick. I think that's a really good size. The 5 micron might even be better, but these are really good items to have on your desk. And again, it just makes your experience on your desktop a lot softer. It makes you a lot more comfortable. And if you're more comfortable, you're not getting your creative juices are not being hindered by anything. So that's why I think it's important that you have a really good desk mat and a really good mouse. Number 4, I feel like I'm doing 2-for-1s here. Number 4 is a good keyboard, a really good mechanical keyboard. The reason why I like a good mechanical keyboard is A, you can take the keys off of this and just stick them in a soapy water and just wash them off. Let them dry on a dish towel, and then you can put them back on here. But while you're doing that, you can blow out any dust, debris that may fall inside the keyboard. So that's one thing. 2, it's a much more pleasant typing experience. This is something that really makes it nice. And these mechanical keyboards come in all styles. If you look at this one here, I don't have the numpad on here because I don't use it. But some come without the micro keys or even the F-row. I think the F-row is kind of important. But you can go to Best Buy and try different kinds of keyboards. There's some keyboards that are thonky, some have linear, other keyboards have other options that you may want. Some have knobs on them, some actually have screens on them. So some of these things could have you. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what brand this one is, because I'm not really that happy with it. The battery discharges in about a week of use, which I feel is not very good. The one good thing about this is that I can plug a USB-C into this, and as soon as I do that, there's enough juice there to have me able to use it. So I'm not out of business waiting for this thing to charge. The other item, my 2-for-1 here, is a notepad. A notepad, a good notepad, not just a 3-ring binder or something like that, but a good notepad that you will actually keep. I bring this everywhere where I go. When I have an idea, I just write it down. This is a really useful tool to have. Just have, again, something that you know you have, you're constantly carrying with you. And I have business cards in here, other things like this. If somebody gives me a business card, it goes in here. I think it's very important that you have something like this, because it's just too easy. You got a great idea, you have something to scribble it down. It's a great way to remember stuff. So number 4 is a notepad and a linear keyboard. The next item is probably the most expensive item that's on this list, and that is a good monitor. I can't emphasize enough how important a good monitor is. This is a Dell monitor. I've had it for 4 years. I am very, very happy with it. And it's important that you have a really good high quality monitor. Now, a high quality monitor is not cheap. If you were to buy the best photo editing monitor out there right now, it will cost you $350. But a few ways that you can save some money is to look for what was the best monitor last year, because they upgrade these monitors every year. And when they upgrade, I have found that the best monitor was last year is probably a lot cheaper than it was last year. So that's what I did with this one here. When it was brand new, it sold for I want to say $250, and I probably paid $190 for this. So doing something like that can save you a few bucks. That's a great way for you to save money and make your experience as a wildlife photographer editing your photos a much better experience than looking like a tiny monitor that's on your laptop or some crappy desktop work office monitor. It's important that you have a good monitor. So I'm hoping you got something out of this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel because it really helps us in the YouTube world. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy. I want to thank you for watching.